Shalom and good morning. We all know what the Apocrypha is. Let's read this. Let's read this. The wisdom of brother Emmanuel, or Emmanuel, the son of Sirach. A prologue made by an uncertain author. This Emmanuel was a son of Sirach, and the grandchild to Emmanuel. Of the same name with him, this man thereof lived in the latter times, after the people had been led away captive and called home again, and almost after all the prophets. Now his grandfather Emmanuel, as he himself witnessed, was a man of great diligence and wisdom among the Hebrews, who did not only gather the grave of the short sentences of the wise men that had been before him, but himself also uttered some of his own, much of full of much wisdom, understanding and wisdom. When as therefore the first Emmanuel died, leaving this book almost perfected, Sirach his son, receiving it after him, left it to his own son Emmanuel, who, having gotten it into his hands, compiled it orderly into one volume and called it wisdom. This word means to title, you know what I'm saying? So they titled it wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Um and, and titling it both by his own name, his father's name, and his grandfather's, alluring the reader by the very name of wisdom to have a greater love of the study of this book. It containeth thereof wise sayings, dark sayings, and parables, and certain particular ancient godly stories of men that please Yahweh. Also his prayer and song, moreover, what benefits Yahweh and vouchsafe. This means to grant, and grant his people, and what plagues he had heaped upon their enemies. This Emmanuel did imitate Solomon, and was no less famous for wisdom and understanding, both being indeed a man of great learning, and so repute also. So that right there speaks for itself. Let's read this prologue of this book of Emmanuel. The prologue of the wisdom of Emmanuel, son of Sirach. Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel ought to be condemned for learning and wisdom. Therefore, not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. My grandfather Emmanuel, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten therein good judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to the law and wisdom, to the intent to those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to things, might profit much more in living according to the law. Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words which we have labored to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small differences when they are spoken in their own language. For the 8th and the 13th year coming into Egypt, when Euphrates was king, and the continuing there there's some time, I found a book of no small learning. Therefore I thought it most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it, using great watchfulness and skill in that space to bring the book to an end and set forth for them also which in a strange country are willing to learn, being prepared before in manners to live after the law. Huh? That's what we supposed to do. Huh? Live after the law. Know what I mean? And I'm going to leave it with that.